boy. What's going on, everybody? Boy, Havoc and G Money. This is the Not For Today podcast. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and all other major streaming platforms. Also, this episode of the Not For Today podcast is sponsored by Bet Now, where you can receive over 125% on bonuses upon sign up. Action-packed episode as usual. We'll be talking about today the NBA 75th anniversary team, the possible snubs that deserve to be in the NBA 75th team. Also, we're talking Aaron Rodgers possible trade scenarios and the James Harden Philadelphia 76ers debut last night. But first things first, I'd like to welcome everybody to the show. Havoc and G Money, what is going on, fellas? And I'm switching my box, G. You can't have the top left screen. I'm going right back to this top left screen. That just does not look
right.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Share the spot.
What's up, Havoc?
Share the spot.
What's up? Yeah, share the spotlight.
Good, bro.
You had it on Tuesday. I felt like I need to have my spot on Saturday.
You got it, bro.
Yeah, it's all yours.
It just does not look great. And even when I played it back in the day when we used to play the game, and back when people used to go over each other's houses and they played on split screen, I needed to have that top left spot. I don't know what it is, but I just like having that top left spot.
You got a superiority complex.
I couldn't look at any other box. I gotta look at myself in that top left box.
But so you was that guy in GoldenEye. You were that guy in GoldenEye. That had to be first player. So you got the top left corner.
Yeah.
Yep. 1,000%. Like I couldn't experience it in any other corner. It just looked weird to me. It has nothing to do with me having control. It just looked weird to me. But let me go ahead and let me ask you guys this question. Did y'all check out this episode of Snowfall yet? Oh, Havoc. You're not in the Snowfall.
I watched both episodes. Yeah.
I feel like I'm like 5 seasons behind. I can't even catch up.
Yeah. You watched it, right, Devor?
Yes, of course. I finally got an opportunity to watch it last night. I will say that I am a little bit disappointed with where they're going with Franklin's plot as far as his personal life. I'm kind of, I don't want to make it a spoiler, but I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going with this as far as his future with him spending the rest of his life with a particular individual.
You know that it's based on true events, right? It's actually based on a story. So they're I wouldn't say it's all based on his life, Freeway Ricky Ross, because that's who the life is. That's who the story is kind of based from, his life,
right?
Because he did work with the CIA back in the 80s. But so I guess they want to try to make it realistic. I mean, Franklin has to eventually find love. I mean, everybody has to find love.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand that part.
Freeway Rick Ross is still alive in real life.
Right.
I get it. But I felt like, obviously, I understand, like, in between seasons, there's some type of evolution that we don't get to see. But I felt like that particular event, his development with it was what's the girl's name? I'm sorry, Vroniqua.
Yeah, but I think they'll probably explain it in a different episode. They'll probably do a backstory eventually. But I get what you're saying.
I hope so, because like that's a big huge event. Like all of a sudden we start the season and he knocked up some chick. They're not even married yet.
There was a time skip between season 4 and season 5, so that's why that happened. But that'll probably be explained in a later episode.
I hope. I hope for sure. I hope. But Havoc, man, like get us hip. What's been going on with you in life outside of the pod, man?
I mean, No Passes Given just recently crossed over 1,000 subscribers. So shout out to everybody that helped us do that. Man, it's just a matter for me. I think it's just a matter of focusing on your mental health and your well-being, and understanding that for many people, once you lose that, you can't get that back. So the daily maintenance of that and the daily evaluation and promoting of that, man, that's what I'm on right now. That's what I'm on. Trying to stay focused, try to stay positive, try to keep moving in the right direction. So I can't complain too much.
I think that's awesome, bro. It's cool.
Yeah, man.
That's phenomenal, man. For real. And now, also, congrats again on the 1,000 subscribers for the No Passes Given.
Appreciate
Did
it.
you want a voice on the pod this evening, like the direction that you plan on going with the show? Or
Yeah, I mean, it's it's almost like just like a it's almost like a art project. Like it started off all sports, and then I
Mm-hmm.
really kind of segued into the cooking reviews, and then I recently did one where it was Gordon Ramsay went to a prison, and he was trying to get like a business set up in the prison so the guys in the prison would have something to do during the day. And I kind of matched it up with what I'm doing in school because I go to school for psychology. So I try
Mm-hmm.
to, I think, really just digging in more into that um, kind of the intersection of food and I guess the role it plays in people's lives is really the way forward for the channel.
oh, that's what's up, man.
That's
That
what's
is
up, man. That's good.
Yeah, man. We trying. It's hard, man. It's hard, man, because people don't understand how much of a time commitment making content is.
Yeah.
And at least for me, I work full time. I'm in school full time. I lead a student group, man. It's hard. It's hard finding an hour to do anything. Nonetheless, watch and edit and all that type of stuff. But after 1,000 subscribers, I told myself if we hit 1,000 subscribers, I was gonna at least try and hitch out with a 4-pack of something.
Mm.
So, I got something brewing right now.
That's what's up. I will say, as far as being a content creator, that job is extremely time consuming, especially when it comes down to edited videos. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if I could hire somebody to edit videos for me, like I think I would be the best YouTuber out there. Like just the process of you consistently have to go back and rewatch the same video more than 5 or 6 times. That is just mind-boggling to me. You have to make sure that the edits are correct, the cuts, the make sure that the audio, especially if you're doing the audio or your voice audio
Mm-hmm.
after the video, you got to sync up your audio with the
Yep.
reaction time, and like that's just a whole lot. And
Yeah.
it's just so much of time consuming that you literally you have to put everything aside just to edit something.
Yeah. And if you slip up, they tell you in the comments. But
Mhm.
for me, like for me, like they're like, man, this wasn't a season 6 episode. This is a season 7 episode. I'm just like, it is what it is, man.
Hey, shout out to Q. Quinte just came on. What's up, Q?
What's going on, my good people?
Chilling.
Well, happy to see everybody back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Got the whole band here.
You've been MIA too, Quinte. What's been going on with you?
Hey, man, I have a real job that takes all my energy. Got a 4-year-old running around the house.
Mm.
And I ain't supposed to be over here today because my old lady birthday weekend.
What are you doing, Quinte? What are you doing? Why are you here?
Hey, I need see, you gotta understand. I don't have no son. It's nothing but women I'm around all the time.
Yeah, I feel you. You need that camaraderie. I feel you.
You just don't
He's like, y'all my
understand
last
brother.
hope.
You don't understand my brother.
I get it because I
And then
grew
my-
up
and
around
then
a
my
lot
aunts-
of women.
All right. If my mom was alive, her birthday would have been on Wednesday. My little cousin's birthday was on the 21st. My aunt's birthday is the date after my girl's birthday. So I gotta be
It's a long weekend.
yes.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to take a couple of days off. They didn't want to let me, so I'm about to do a 2-for-1 at the call out on their ass.
Do it. You gotta do it.
Hopefully they don't watch the show.
I don't call out anyway. They love me. Because when I'm gonna say this to you, when I'm about to call out, I tell them, I say, man, I'm calling out tomorrow. So don't be surprised.
Hey, I'm letting y'all know right now. I got a scratchy throat.
Yep.
So,
This is what I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just gonna be honest. I said I got something to do.
I'm
I'm
just gonna
sorry.
let you know so you can make
Right.
preparations now,
Gracious.
or you can
Yes.
make preparations tomorrow. It's
Yeah.
up to you.
You
As
got,
long as you give him a 24-hour notice, Quinte, I think you should be good.
nah, man. It's because I remember one
Nah.
time I had to do something.
What's going on,
Like,
EM? How you doing?
I'm like, man, I'm sorry, I ain't coming to work tomorrow. That's what I said. But I always
Hey,
got them when I'm off, and if they need some help, I come in to work. So it don't matter. They don't care. And plus,
so
my
sometimes you gotta charge it to the
homeboy is
game.
the boss, so it's like.
Oh,
I
there
hear
it
you.
goes. There it goes.
I
Sometimes
hear
you gotta
you.
charge it to the game, you know?
Yeah.
Speaking of work, I'm not going to be attending work from Wednesday to Friday because I will be in that Orlando aspect of the woods for Disney World.
Ah, I was supposed to be able
Okay.
to go, but they didn't let me take the days off. 'Cause I wanted to surprise her. But you probably was gonna bit to see me, but I wasn't. They didn't give me the days off. I wanted to take a week off. I wanted
Oh,
to
so
take
you was
a
going to
month.
Disney World?
I was gonna surprise her and just take it.
Oh,
Hey,
how far is the Disney
question.
World? Oh, go ahead, G.
So has anybody been to Disneyland? I'm trying to figure which park is better, Disneyland or Disney World?
No. I've
All
never
of
been to
it's the
Disneyland.
same. All of it's the same.
The Disney
I
World
don't
is
know the
bigger.
difference.
Yeah,
Disney
I don't
World
know
has
difference.
the Epcot Center. Is the
Yeah,
difference.
it's
Okay.
one in Florida, one in California, one in China. It's
Yep.
everywhere, man. It's
Got it in
everywhere.
Japan. We got it all over the place.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Disneyland, they have one everywhere. That's what you're
No,
saying?
Disneyland is
They
in
just have a
Florida.
Disney theme park. Disney theme
It's
park.
Yeah.
Probably
theme
call
park
something
everywhere,
different. Right.
but it's coming. It's Disney World is in California. Disneyland is in Florida.
Okay,
No,
so I'm
other way
No.
around.
Disney World is in
Other way
It's the
Florida.
around.
other way around. If it's the other way
okay. I
around,
was about to say, I was like, I know I didn't mess that up that bad. So Disney World is in Florida,
Florida,
correct?
Orlando.
Okay.
Florida. Yeah, that's
Disneyland
what.
Okay.
is in Cali.
Well, that's where just all of them got discovered. All the NSYNC band group.
Yeah, you're right.
They
You're
all got
right. They was all
discovered.
hanging out. But Shaq keeps talking about how all these boy bands were recording at his house.
His
Like
house
he
is
had a
big as hell.
He has a house in
I
Orlando,
assume
so
it's
yeah.
I assume calling it a house is like an understatement.
It's like an
But
apartment building, man.
yeah, it's like his own gated community.
Him and Tiger Woods live in Orlando.
Okay. Yeah, no, they got their own lake and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'll because I know he said because this is around the time when he was still, a musical artist. He was still putting out albums. Um, he built a really extensive recording studio. He said he was charging all them boy bands to use his studio. Justin Timberlake, all of them were at his house all the time.
Hey, listen, I got a Shaq CD that hasn't been opened yet.
Oh man,
been opened. I don't know, man. Like he can rap, but it wasn't great.
He is like
Yeah.
how can I put this? Who can I say this? Who he is?
he's like an
He
old.
had a
He's like in the theme of like back in the day when the rappers were kind of more positive, more dancey,
like Will
more
Okay,
Smith.
into
Will
Heavy
Smith.
remember
D
Far
mode.
Side? Remember Far Side? Far
The
Side?
Far Side.
Yeah, the Far Side. He's like on that.
Yeah.
He's not as good as them, but he's positive, talking about good things and about
Not
the
always.
Yeah.
girl.
Remember that diss track against Kobe in the club?
Yo, Kobe,
That was
tell me how my ass tastes.
my ass tastes.
I didn't never listen to it.
That's when the Lakers when they lost to the Celtics, so he kind of went at Kobe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
but that's just Shaq being Shaq,
yeah.
But I gotta give it to him though, man. He had hits. He had. I mean, it
I
ain't
didn't
easy
listen
to.
to him, so I can't say anything. I didn't listen to it. So
It's not easy because all these what's his name, Chris Webber. He tried to put out a CD, didn't work.
but Chris Webber just a pretty face for the women. Come on now, be for real.
I'm just saying.
Every chick who was in high school loved Chris Webber. You ain't know what position he played.
It take a little bit of skill to craft a hit record, and so Shaq did that.
Yeah.
Can't stop the rain.
True.
All right, gentlemen. First things first. The James Harden debut last night versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. I know G probably sat down and watched that one because he was in awe with the pick and roll between Joel and Embiid. But debut with the 76ers for James Harden. 27 points, 8 rebounds, 12 assists. Joel Embiid, 34 points, 10 rebounds. Tyrese Maxey, 28 points.
That's who I like the most.
Yeah, I like Tyrese Maxey too.
I like Maxey.
Yeah, I like him too.
But we had a discussion right after the trade as far as the standings in the Eastern Conference right now, who could possibly come out of the East and go into the finals. Are we changing our stance after this first game for James Harden?
No.
With the 76ers, we're still rolling with the Bucks. Well, I know
I'm rolling with the Heat. I'm rolling with the Heat.
Let me just preface. Hold on. Let me just preface. I'm rolling with the Heat, but I think because Giannis is the best player, the Bucks will win.
I don't want to hear that bull crap. I'm rolling with the Heat, man. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to. I get you. I'm a Heat fan too, but I just think Giannis is going to take.
But what team does the Bucks have a problem with the most in the East? Answer that question.
The 76ers.
Answer that question legitly. Both of those teams.
The 76ers and the Heat.
I wouldn't say the Heat.
No, the Heat. The Heat beat the Bucks, blow them out, and they beat the 76ers and they blow them out.
They did.
Yeah, in the regular season. In the regular season.
But who has out of both teams? Who has the better coach?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it's not even a question.
I'm sorry. If his players would have hurt that season, they wouldn't have won that series, bro. I'm being honest with you.
And you know,
I understand.
Talking about last season?
I'm telling you, bro.
Oh my goodness,
Quinte. Quinte, let me just say something. Last season, the Bucks beat us fair and square. I don't want to hear about
No, they didn't beat us fair and square.
Yes, they did.
No, they did.
Nobody was injured on the Heat. I'm a Heat fan too, but I tell the truth. Come on, man, stop it. The Bucks beat us fair and square. Now the year before we beat them fair and square as well. So come on, we got to break the tie.
Dragic really hasn't been healthy since the finals.
Yeah, because he never takes his time off. He never takes his time off.
Yeah. He never really fully recovered. But
he just like D-Wade. Just like D-Wade.
Yeah, I will say Miami has possibly the only player in the NBA that can, at the very least, slow Giannis down. I'm not saying you can stop him, but they got the only player in the league that can possibly just slow him down and can keep up with his size, his strength, and his athleticism. That's Bam. You may look up, he may be the defensive player of the year this year. So, I mean, this is I think the Heat, their elevation really predicated on Tyler Hero taking that next step.
He took a little bit of a step. He's taking
He has.
And if he's giving you 22 a night off the bench, and you got Lowry orchestrated, you got Jimmy doing what Jimmy does, and Bam, and you got these role player dudes like PJ Tucker and them, bro. Miami's always a problem, but they don't have enough talent. Is the problem. They got a lot of grit. They got a lot of defense, but they don't have a lot of talent. But this year, I feel like bringing in Lowry kind of is because if you look at last year's playoff, Jimmy was bringing the bucket up, bringing the ball up the court, especially the last
crunch
2
time.
In crunch time. Like
it was too much on him. He needed another person. Yeah. My thing about the Heat, the only thing about the Heat is if the threes are not falling, they have a hard time. So I don't think they should fall in love with the three. But that's what their game is, the 3-point shot.
That's almost every. You can arguably say that's every person's game in the league.
True, but my thing is, if the three is not falling, are they smart enough to adjust?
That's the same thing you can say about the Milwaukee Bucks.
I mean,
if you stop Giannis, if you have Giannis score 15 points, who else is going to score? Middleton, his inconsistent self.
Did you watch Middleton in the playoffs last year? He had great games.
But okay, what he did the year before and the year before that, he shrunk. He just like James Harden.
I
It
don't
wasn't
know.
Middleton, dude. It wasn't Middleton that was the problem. The problem was Eric Bledsoe. They don't have Eric Bledsoe no more. They have Drew Holiday. Drew
But
Holiday
I'm
was
gonna
a
say
major upgrade.
I'm gonna say I like Drew Holiday. I
He's a
ain't gonna
major
front.
upgrade from
He's an
Eric Bledsoe.
upgrade, but Drew Bledsoe is like a. If you have a team full of
Eric
runners,
Bledsoe.
that's for Drew Bledsoe.
Man, let me tell you some Eric
He's
Bledsoe.
not Eric,
Let me
whatever
tell
his
you.
name is.
Let me tell you something. I think at this point in his career, he's a minus to any team that he's on
Yeah,
because he can't shoot. He's never been able to shoot.
but
He's very
No.
decent for the Clippers.
It depends
He's
on
never-
what kind of offensive scheme they run.
He's never really been able to shoot. He's always just been kind of a strong, really
Short, athletic guy. Yeah.
dog type dude, but
Yeah.
he's never really been a super duper playmaker. He's never really been a shooter. He's just kind of been a tough athletic player, but he's in year 8, year 9, man. Once you get to 30, man, these dudes that rely on their athleticism, vis-a-vis Russell Westbrook, these dudes that rely on their athleticism, once they hit that.
But you know what? Another point about Drew Holiday, I think he makes big shots at the right time. Like if you go back and watch Game 7, he was struggling the whole game up until the fourth quarter. All of a sudden, he's just hitting shots. So I just like Drew Holiday.
He doesn't press his offense too much. He doesn't press his offense
because if he should, that'd be better.
But they didn't bring him in to beat 20 points a game. They brought him in for his defense. I mean, he's legitimately all NBA caliber, defensive player. So
yeah, that's still on Booker. That was special.
There, so and I think in their opinion, anything you get offensively from Drew Holiday is just icing on the cake.
But Drew Holiday can score. He don't.
That's not his mentality.
Sometimes, yeah.
But you know what? To make a point about Kyle Lowry over Dragic. Initially, I don't know if you guys remember, I was angry. I didn't want to give up Dragic, but I was completely wrong. Kyle Lowry controls that team.
No. You still need Dragic for the points to come off the bench.
Yeah, but that's okay. You can get points from other players.
I'm gonna say that those games we missed when Hero wasn't playing, you could have used Dragic. She would have gave 18 points a game.
I think in terms of the playoffs, you're gonna run into an issue when you get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
You look at your bench, and you got, I'm not hating, but I'm just saying, the playoffs reveal a lot. And when you're relying on guys like, Caleb Martin and Strus, we don't know. We don't know if Max Strus may be Joe Harris.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Listen, it's just basketball. Those dudes will figure it out.
I'm just saying.
It's not that. It's the difference when you have experience, man. That's
Joe Harris.
I know.
Joe Harris of the Nets. He went to the playoffs. All of a sudden, he couldn't shoot anymore.
Yeah, he couldn't shoot anymore.
Right? He was a shooter. He's been a shooter his whole career, but he goes in the playoffs. All of a sudden, he can't shoot anymore. And I'm saying that happens with role players. Is they get to the playoffs, and sometimes they shrink.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about the 76ers. I feel like not only pick and roll, but I don't know why more people don't use the triangle offense. That team would be perfect for the triangle offense. Perfect. Because you could put Joel in the post just like they did with Shaq back in the day and run the triangle offense. It'd be beautiful. I wish they would implement that.
They can't do that because they got the primary ball handler going to dribble the ball too much.
But that's when
you got to move. You got to swing the ball for the offense to work.
I get you, but that's when you tell James, listen, what you've been doing hasn't been working. You ain't got shit. So let's change the game.
When James doesn't do what he can't do,
okay, so you know what?
Do anything.
My thing is, you ain't got no choice. Either you're going to adapt and change, or you're going to be outside the fucking league. So James has to.
He's never going to be outside the league. He can get you 30 points a game.
Yeah. But that hasn't worked. What has never got them? He got
but
no championship.
But I'm gonna say that that's still $30 million a year player right there. If he can't do nothing in the playoffs, he's going to get 30 points.
I hear you, but it hasn't working. He hasn't won a championship.
I know it doesn't work. I don't like watching him play, but I'm just being honest.
Exactly.
It's not going to happen.
If I'm Doc Rivers, I'm saying, listen, let's change the offense. Let's run a more of a spread offense. All that dribble at the top of the key. That's not working. You're not getting anywhere.
Let's try
something new, man. That's what's going to happen. I'm sorry to tell you.
It's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
Because the issue is the guy that traded for him is Daryl Morey, who let James Harden do whatever he did in Houston. So now it's just a matter of balancing James being James, because James Harden is kind of he's kind of an enigma. You kind of can't tell him what to do,
It's
but
true.
he's so good at what he does that you don't. It kind of doesn't really matter. Like they're when you have James Harden, the offensive system. You just hope that he has teammates around him that he respects enough to, move the ball around and defer. And when it comes to time to, 'cause I don't know if y'all know, James Harden, he hasn't been in the best of shape the past 2 years. Sometimes he needs a break. And I'm just saying.
I thought I was the only person that noticed that.
Sometimes
I think
take a look at him on the court. Sometimes it looks like he needs a breather. And a guy like Embiid, I mean, you can say, hey, yo, handle the third quarter, bro. You can easily say that, and he'll do that.
I think a coach with a strong personality, like maybe Greg Popovich, maybe Eric Spoelstra, can probably get to James Harden, but
he can't play for
Doc Rivers.
Like that. He can't play for coaches like they're gonna demand too much of him. He can't handle it.
Well, then he's gonna be outside the league and never win a championship. So
he's not gonna win the championship. But I'm gonna say this to you. I know we have a picture of him, but he can give you 30 points a night.
Yeah,
in his sleep. Somebody's gonna pick him up. And that's how it goes. That's how the NBA goes.
Yeah, if you can do 38,
how I'm gonna say how Lou Williams keep getting the job.
Yeah, but Lou Williams ain't James Harden.
But Lou Williams, he can do the same thing James Harden does.
That's But I think
he's a liability on defense. He has a little bit better defense, but he's still a liability.
But you know what it is.
Smaller.
Yeah. You know what it is with James Harden, and you know what it is with Lou Williams. You know what it is with Jamal Crawford. You know what it is with Jordan Clarkson.
Yes,
right. Like these dudes are all pretty much the same player, except James Harden is going to give you a lot more in terms of assists, and rebounding than these guys. And that's really his differentiation between him and these other guys is, he can give you the total package. Now, I think the thing with James Harden, number one, is the playoffs. He don't exactly rise. Yeah, he doesn't necessarily have a record of rising to the occasion in the playoffs. I don't know if y'all saw that game where, I don't know if y'all remember that year when Houston pretty much had Golden State on the ropes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When got hurt, and they needed him to step up. They needed him to step up. He didn't step up.
And then what did he do?
Nobody stepped up in that series after Chris Paul got hurt.
He went in the game 7. It was game 6 or game 7. He went like 1 for 15 from they hit like 4 shots the whole game.
You would think that James Harden get you one game. All you had to do was get one game, just one game, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah,
because they were up 3-2. So.
Yeah,
it almost looked like they was trying to lose havoc, if we're being honest.
They wanted him to pull a LeBron when LeBron was on he played the Celtics. That's what they wanted him to play like that.
But here's the thing: James Harden's not LeBron James. Like LeBron is a type of, I would say, just from a mental toughness standpoint. Even though there's a narrative that he's not mentally tough, which is like ridiculous. When you consider the fact what he's dealt with since he's been 16 years old, and the fact that he's been able to maintain his sanity this whole time is nothing short of incredible. But only a guy like LeBron can take what you could realistically call a cast of scrubs to the finals.
I always
give him a chance. Give him a chance to win.
Every year, I said that to people. People think, that's a bull crap. That's not true,
bro.
I said, dude, come on now.
Daniel Gibson was the best player on his team that he took to the finals.
Dude, you know what it is. You know what it is. There is people love to follow people, so it's exciting to hate on LeBron. So people just hate on him just because it's fun.
People love to hate.
Like people really say some ridiculous stuff. Like if people talk about him like he doesn't have 4 championships. Like what? I don't understand it, but okay.
But they're gonna say Jordan went 6 times and he won 6 times. And I always say that what happened to them 6 years before his ass got the first round of the playoffs? Nobody says nothing.
Well, how about LeBron's been playing pretty much nonstop basketball since he was 16. MJ took 2 years off.
Yeah,
exactly.
He got to recharge his. I mean, he was playing baseball, but
not only that, but look,
battery a little bit.
Not up until recently, but up every year, the man was playing into June and shit, late May and June every single year, 100 games a year, every year. It's like, yo, why y'all not respect this man? This
The
man
man
just
went.
I don't get it, man. I
The
don't
man
get
went to
about
like
this
what
LeBron hate.
9? He went to like 9 straight NBA finals, right?
Eight
Eight in
straight.
a row.
8 in a row.
And then in the summertime he went and got. Then in the summertime he'd go and play the Olympics. He'd go play in the World Champ. Like this dude is a machine.
Yeah.
And
And
it stays healthy for the most part. He's been getting injured now because he's getting older.
He
But
get
for the
old,
most part,
man.
he's been
37
healthy.
years old, man. Come on, man.
yeah. Hey, all the rest of y'all in the Lakers, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Y'all should
They
be
lost to the
ashamed
Clippers
of
3
yourselves.
times. 3 times
But
without
I'm gonna
Kawhi.
say this.
and
Ashamed of
Paul.
yourselves.
He's still scoring 27 points and giving
Y'all
you
need this
rebounds.
37-year-old dude to carry all y'all younger than him, and you need him to carry you. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Yeah, but they still old too.
Okay,
They ain't as old as him.
Before we transition to the Lakers real fast, I did want to go back to the 76ers real fast because of the fact that there's a rumor out there. I believe it was reported by Bill Simmons on his podcast the other day. Was James Harden wasn't Joel Embiid's first choice as far as being traded to the Philadelphia 76ers. His initial choice was going to be Bradley Beal, regardless of the wrist season-ending injury.
That would have been stupid. I
mean,
maybe
I
that
would
would have been good for the future, but not now.
I mean, I
I
guess-
guess 76 want to win now, so I think James is the better
Yeah.
option because Bradley Beal is hurt.
I
Go
mean,
ahead, Alex.
I guess
Bradley Beal is
guess
a better choice.
Yeah, but he's not a better choice now because he's hurt.
He's still
hurt.
a better
He's
choice. I don't care what you
No.
say. He's a better choice. In the
You don't
long
have
James
many
term,
Harden's
he's a
not
better
that
choice.
consolation prize.
You don't
He's
have
a-
many years with Joel Embiid.
Like-
I don't see many years with him, so you got to win now if you can.
Oh, bro, I don't see James Harden playing any more than 2 years for the rest of his career.
Why you say that?
He gonna be James Harden. James Harden is rent a superstar. That's who he is.
Oh,
He's
Yeah.
rent a superstar.
Oh,
Like he's the only player of his skill level that is basically available every other year. Usually, players that are as good as him, they're not available. He's available every other year. And when he's not available, you know what he does? He makes himself available. So, yeah, James Harden is rent a superstar, available to the highest
DeVore.
bidder with the championship caliber roster.
Yes.
I wanted to sort of switch the subject up a little bit. Oh, here goes Marv. Talking about the Brooklyn Nets, there's a possibility that the mayor of New York may do something where they don't have to, get vaccinated anymore, which would mean that Kyrie would be 100% instead of 50%. Now that would make him dangerous.
yeah, he can walk in there. His nuts dragging the floor, man. His nuts gonna be dragging the floor.
But 50% Kyrie. So what do you think about that concept, though? Do you think if that happens and they have Kyrie 100%, are you more confident in the Nets?
Yep. I'm solidifying the Nets to come out of the East and going to represent in the NBA Finals. 1000%.
Even with that, I still don't agree, but I hear you.
I don't think
know.
so because nobody can stay healthy on the team when they get too old.
Yeah,
I know.
Kevin Durant,
As
his
long
legs
as
ain't working as good. Go ahead.
I say, as long as you got Kevin Durant, you got a chance.
Yeah.
The issue is, I don't see Kevin Durant get injured the past 3 playoffs.
Yeah.
Like that. That's the thing. Like things look great on paper, but and I know a lot of times these dudes get injured leading up to the playoffs, and they come back, and then people think that they're all freshened up, and they get into the playoffs, they get injured again. And I just think, sometimes there are just some teams they just can't put it together at the right time.
And that's the Brooklyn Nets, unfortunately.
And I think that's what the Brooklyn Nets situation is, because
it might be.
Realistically, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving ain't enough to win a championship. That's not enough to win a championship. Like it literally took the peakest of peakest LeBron James and Kyrie Irving to win a championship.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, as great as he is, I don't know if he can give you 35, 12, and 10.
Havoc, you're hurting my heart right now because you have yet to mention that 6'10" monster that just got traded from Philadelphia.
He can't shoot, man. I don't want to. Until he proves to me he can shoot. I love Ben Simmons. I ain't gonna front like I don't, but he can't shoot.
He don't need to shoot.
DeVore, 8 points a game is not going to do it. That's what he was averaging against.
But let me say, if he
was averaging 13.5 points his
career.
Thank you very much.
But let me say this. Let me say, if he can give a better defensive matchup, if they match up with the Bucks, it'll help him out a lot because he's a very good defensive player. But he needs to get rebounds, get assists. He got to do other things
and score.
He don't have to score if he does those things. So trust me, those things will help out the team a lot.
I'll say it to you like this though: if Ben Simmons was really smart, he would just watch Draymond Green footage.
Yeah,
and he would just watch Draymond Green footage, and he would just do whatever Draymond Green does, because because it's like there's no point in trying to fit us, a square peg in a round hole. He is who he is. So what does he do well? He's basically he's a all NBA caliber defensive player. He's a ball handler.
He's Dennis Rodman. They can handle the ball.
That's disrespectful.
It's not disrespectful.
That's not disrespectful. Do you know how great Dennis Rodman was?
What are you
talking about?
Okay. Well, you said it's very disrespectful because all Dennis Rodman was a hustle rebounding guy. We're talking about Ben Simmons.
And he did that to the extreme.
He was one of the best defensive players
ever of all time. I'm not gonna put.
We said it a couple weeks ago.
Put him on that level as far as being a supreme rebounder as Dennis Rodman. Now to Ben Simmons, he can handle the ball. Has possibly the third best basketball IQ in the league right now, if we're being completely 100 with each other, as far as him being able to distribute the basketball. Would you say, G?
Third best? Who was 1 and 2? I'm just curious.
I'm probably gonna go with LeBron and then Chris Paul.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I would put Joker in there too. Joker can pass the ball at the post.
Like, he can pass.
Yeah, he can pass, man.
Yeah, that dude's an enigma.
Okay, I'll put him at 4th. I'm gonna go ahead and put Lonzo in there too.
Lonzo's pretty good, but I like his brother. I like LaMelo.
LaMelo's very nice.
He's a better offensive threat than his brother, but his brother is a better point guard than he is, I feel.
Yeah, Lonzo's a pure point guard.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
LaMelo is more of that new era hybrid.
Yes,
he's got a point guard skills, but
he's a show off, and he's a show off.
Yeah, he's a shooting guard. He's a point guard that's really trying to be a shooting guard. He's out,
Yeah.
He's kind of like what Allen Iverson. I'm really a shooting guard, but they got me playing point.
Yep.
I don't know what Iverson was. I think he was just a combo guard. He wasn't a guard. He's just a guard.
Let me say this. Allen Iverson was a 6'5'11" shooting guard. That's all AI was. They made him play the point guard because he was so short. They can hide him in the zone defense so he can pick the pocket. That's why he got a lot of steals and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true.
I feel like people have gotten away from the actual pure point guard.
It's no such thing. It's no such thing, man.
It's no such thing.
It's not
They still got some out there.
It's some, but I'm gonna say this to you.
But they're from the previous generation. They're not. There ain't no new ones.
It's no more. It's no point guards in order to get the big man involved because
ain't no big man to get involved anymore.
I know everybody wants to shoot threes. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't watch some basketball. If it's not the Heat playing or somebody I want to see play like Ja Morant or somebody, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch. I get tired of teams jacking up threes all the time. What happened to the mid range?
See,
I'm gonna say this too. I love watching DeRozan play.
Yeah.
I love watching DeRozan play.
Yeah.
I always liked DeRozan when he played for the Toronto. I love DeRozan, man. DeRozan's gonna give you defense. He's gonna kill you in the mid range. He's gonna take it to the hoop. He's gonna take a 3 occasionally. But now it's like everybody jacks up threes, bro. Everybody.
I don't think they just run up and jack up threes. I think it's
bro.
more.
Yeah, they do.
They
Not
do.
always.
Not always.
They
Not
do,
always.
bruh.
Not always.
Dude, I'm gonna say
Not
this.
always.
I seen
every game.
Embiid on a fast break. Instead of running to the post, he shot a 3 and missed it.
Yeah, I know.
You saw it in the NBA Finals with Chris Middleton.
Come on, man. You have
Chris,
a free lane.
Chris
for
would
2
just
points.
come up and walk up and just shoot a three.
Shoot a three. For what?
Me and DeVore used to just scream like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I get you, but not every team is doing that though. But you know what?
Almost every team is doing that. Almost every team.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, you know how great the Warriors were, how special they were, because they were known for threes, but they shot a lot of mid-range shots, a lot of them, and it was great. It worked out well.
But I'm gonna say the Warriors have supreme ball movement. It's always gonna be somebody wide open.
Mm-hmm.
True.
You can't leave an NBA caliber player shooter open like that. They're gonna make them. Remember Robinson a couple years ago when he played for the Heat? They used to leave him wide booty open. He used to make them.
Yeah.
Now he get contested. He can't make a shot sometimes.
You got to work for it now.
He got to work for it. They grabbing him, pushing him down. But I see he getting a little tougher this year. I noticed that he playing a little better defense. He got dunked on a few times, but he been trying.
He had a stretch where he struggled a little bit, but he bounced back.
But that's every shooter. Every shooter is like real streaky. Because it's times that Steph is great, but sometimes he has scratch. He might struggle a little bit, not a lot. He's going to struggle a little bit, not a lot. He going to make, if he shot 10, he going to make 8. Some games he might make 3.
Yeah.
Out of that
even
10
though their whole offense is predicated off of him just taking those shots.
Yes, it is true.
Everybody
crashes the boards too. You notice that when he shoot, everybody crashes the boards.
Let me tell y'all something. Wiseman isn't even back yet.
Yeah,
true.
Like when it's a healthy Steph, a healthy Clay, Draymond, and Wiseman, bro.
Well, we talking about
who's got something for that?
Okay, so you're possibly gonna be without Draymond for the remainder of the season. So I think he's going to be the main X factor if the Warriors are going to make it to the finals or not. If we're being,
I think if the Warriors make a deep playoff run, Draymond Green is going to play.
Yeah.
I'm almost certain. I'm almost certain that regardless of what condition he's in, if they make a deep playoff run, he's going to play.
We're talking about a back injury though, Havoc. Like
he's 30 plus. Ain't he like 33 years old now?
Yeah, 32 or 33.
Yes, yeah, like we're like you got to use your back for rebounding and then like just that contact of
he's a
having
hustle
to guard
player,
somebody.
That's a lot.
Well,
that's gonna be tough on the back.
I'm gonna tell you something. Does Golden State?
That's why they should have traded him for Ben Simmons.
Dude, did the Golden State Warriors? Well, you can't. They
had to give up too much. They had to give up Wiseman and everybody.
He's almost untradeable. He's just like it'd be almost like if the Heat traded Udonis Haslem. You know what I mean? It's just like too much a part of just the organization just to move him for some pieces. But
I feel you.
There's one thing Golden State will do, even whether you're healthy or whether you're not healthy, they'll push you out on the court.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about KD?
Was that a shot?
I'm talking about KD. I'm talking about Klay
Thompson. Yeah. I think I'm gonna say this. Look at Curry's first couple years with those 2 bad ankles.
Yeah,
they forced him out there.
Yeah,
he had to get signed with Under Armour or hamstring, one of them, to get those special shoes made for high ankles.
He had to design a shoe for his
special shoes because he has to wear ankle braces.
Yeah,
you ever seen him get shook real bad? He falls down almost every time because he got some more tape on his ankles.
Yeah. I think I heard that's the reason why a lot of bigs in the NBA they get a lot of ankle injuries. Is they got shoes that ain't for them.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Like you got for example Anthony Davis. He wears Kobe's.
Why?
Why are you wearing Kobe's?
I don't know why you wear Kobe. That's a guard shoe. You're a big man.
You need to be wearing some Shaqs. You need to wear some kamikazes or something, man.
Okay, it wasn't the most fashionable thing, but Shaq had the thickest shoe. His shoe just covered the most surface area.
Yeah.
And I don't remember Shaq. You know, Shaq had some injuries. I don't remember him having too many ankle injuries. Throughout his career.
Not too many big men used to run the floor and tumble and jump and get rebounds and stuff like that. He didn't really get injured like that.
The Anthony Davis boy, every time he jumps up,
you blow and he get injured.
Yeah, every time he jumps up, you holding your breath. So
what about Zion? What y'all think about that? That's a shame, man. God damn.
It's a wrap,
see,
my
man,
brother.
You think so?
I think he's just trying to get out of New Orleans.
100%.
Yeah, but why though?
He's too fat. He's too fat.
It might just be one of those Kawhi Leonard situations.
Well, like
where?
I mean,
where you go?
or you can say it's like a James Harden situation. What happened in Houston? James Harden showed up to train. James Harden, he didn't want to play anymore. He wanted to get traded. So what did he do? He showed up out of shape.
But Zion, he can't afford to do that.
But the issue with Zion is Zion is what, 21 years old? Like, bro, you're too young to play this game at this point in your career. Like your body should be your temple at this point. Like it's kind of baffling to me how you can be a professional athlete yet have little regard for your personal health.
Yeah.
Like he ain't the tallest dude in the world. He can't be walking around at 275, 283. It looks like he's pushing.
He's 300
pounds. He's 6 foot.
He's pushing 3 bills now. He's an offensive guard right now.
6'7", 300 pounds, which is like, come on, man. With Shaq, he was 7'1", 300, so it didn't bother him as much. Say this.
He's the same size as Larry Tunsil, and Larry Tunsil played offensive tackle. You know that, right? They're about the same size.
Don't mention that name.
I know. I'm just saying. I know Larry Tunsil's a tall dude, and he's 300 pounds.
No, I said don't mention the name because you know.
I know about that. Yeah. I'm just saying. That's an offensive tackle.
I don't understand how you could push 300 pounds and you be a professional athlete.
But also,
hard.
Like you want to get traded. You want to get traded, like that's understandable, but
who you haven't
do it that way.
But the problem is you haven't even played out your rookie contract yet.
Yeah,
like
really
you basically got one season on tape.
Isn't this the fourth year? Isn't this the fourth year or is it the third year?
It's third year.
Third.
Because him and the White Hero came in the same time.
Yeah, his dream matchup. He probably wants to play in Memphis with Ja because they tight. But I don't see that happening.
Bro,
with Ja Morant and Zion together.
It's not going to work.
I mean, Jaren Jackson Jr. plays the same position as Zion, so I don't know if that's.
And Jaren Jackson Jr. is playing really good right now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's playing phenomenal.
Yeah.
I like Jaren Jackson Jr.
He needs to go to a team he needs to go to the Spurs.
He stay with the Pelicans. I don't know why he wants to go. The Pelicans got a bright future.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. They're trash.
No, once Brandon Ingram leaves, that's it.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why Brandon Ingram is the future to me. That team could.
Brandon Ingram's
not staying with them. He's not staying with them.
He's going.
Wait, where you think he's going?
You think Brandon Ingram gonna stay to play with Fat Zion and Willie Green as a coach? You think Brandon Ingram gonna stay off of that?
Come on now. He needs to go to a team that's going to challenge him, man.
Look, man, I don't know how to say it, but I feel like, and I don't know what it is, but Brandon Ingram, I feel like he's got the New York Knicks written all over.
Yes.
He does look like a Knick.
He does. I'm sorry.
He looks like a guy.
He looks like young Carmelo with the braids.
He's going to go to the Knicks.
That's going to get a lot of money.
The Knicks are terrible.
Tank.
The Knicks are terrible.
The Knicks are not terrible. The Knicks have.
Yes, they are.
No, they're terrible. They're terrible.
They're terrible, but they have pieces.
They're terrible.
To me,
what I'm saying is,
they have a bad coach. They have a bad coach.
I'm talking about the environment. The environment is horrible. James Dolan is a terrible owner.
The problem with the Knicks is the big joker ain't a superstar. They tried to come around and say, you know what, Julius Randle's our guy. They gave him the contract.
He's not, bro.
Julius Randle has been. I mean, you talk about players shrinking. He's shrinking in the regular season.
He's a beta, bro. He's a beta.
No, he is rookie year Bam Adebayo. That's what he is. That's how he plays. He plays that rookie year Bam Adebayo. Like he's scared to play, like he's timid. You remember how Bam used to play like he was scared?
Yeah, he didn't want to shoot.
He didn't want to shoot. He didn't want to dribble the ball that much. He heard pass it. That's how he's playing. He's scared.
It's crazy, man. The Knicks had one good year, made the playoffs, and then came back and went back to nothingness. It's like, what?
Hey, but they need to trade. They need to trade Barrett to the Heat, man. I want Barrett for the Heat, man. Because I believe
did he score last night?
Spoelstra
47.
would train that young boy up right.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Spoelstra would train him up right, bro. I'm sorry, he's good at training up some guards, bro. He'll train him up good, or even Pop will train him up right. He'll be the next.
About to retire.
I know, but Pop will sprinkle some magic on his ass or something. Shit.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, I just think there are just some franchises in the NBA. For example, like the Pelicans, they tripped and fell on Anthony Davis, Zion Williamson. At one point, they had Zion. Who they had? They had Zion, they had Lonzo, they had Ingram, and they had Randall, and they still couldn't do anything with it. So just some of these franchises, you can amass the talent, but organizationally, do you have the structure to support a championship level of consistency that it takes to win in this league? And teams like the Pelicans, the Kings, they can't put they can't put.
Man, I feel so bad for my homie, man. I feel so bad for my homie, man. I want him to get traded to the Heat so bad.
Oh man,
you want everybody to come to the Heat, huh?
No, it's just certain players.
Tyrese Halliburton, I would have taken one of those.
I'm just saying some certain players will fit for the Heat. There's certain players I don't like.
Something. I just want to say something about the Celtics. I think they reached their limit with Jason Tatum and Brown. I think they need to.
No, I'm gonna say this. They need to trade Tatum and keep Brown. Even though
they need to trade Brown and keep Tatum.
No, Brown is better to me.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No,
they're pretty close. They're pretty close.
I'm being honest to you. If when Brown goes, that's when they win. When Tatum scores 50 points, they lose. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. To me, Brown is the better player of them both. He's more consistent.
He's more consistent.
Tatum.
I would say that. I don't know if he's a
Tatum is not consistent at all, bro.
Yeah, he's
just a big pretty face for the girls to look at.
No, but when he's on, he's on. When he's on, he's on.
He's on. But it's like he's very inconsistent. He's not consistent.
I mean, I think the thing with Brown and Tatum is they basically get their points from the same place. Yeah. So there's really no contrast between what they do. It's not like it's not like one is an inside force, one is a mid-range. Like they both basically got the same game. Now Tatum offensively is a step above Jaylen Brown, but Jaylen Brown is a step above Tatum defensively.
Yes.
So you kind of just need to just swap skill sets. If you can get somebody that is a little bit more closer to the basket, that can do more work around the basket, then that would be a good compliment for either one of those guys. But obviously, I would say you got to keep Tatum.
I got a question.
I like Brown more than I like Tatum.
I got a question though, because they say two perimeter players always have a hard time working together. For example, John Wall, Bradley Beal for all those years, Dame and CJ. But why were LeBron and D-Wade able to work? What was it? Because
LeBron is a small forward, point forward. D-Wade is a shooting guard that can play point guard.
Yeah, and Chris Bosh is a center Chris Bosh is a power forward that was playing center.
The center.
And then you had Shane Battier,
yes,
who was a small forward playing power forward and center.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like John Wall would have worked with the Wizards with Bradley Beal too if they would have had a shooting 4 and a 5.
They did though. The name had a shot.
No, you need a small forward. You need a small forward to contrast.
Wizards, the name was pretty decent. Rockets, the name was trash.
Okay, Gortat was garbage.
Yeah, he was.
He was trash.
Gortat
was there for nothing.
Talking about the hammer.
Gortat was a 90s
hammer.
He's a 90s. He's a 90s version center. He's not going to work in today's.
Yeah.
If he got drafted in 92, he would have been a Hall of Famer.
They had Trevor Ariza. They had some shooters around them, but they just could never get it right.
But to me, certain players need certain type of coaches. If you don't have a certain kind of coaches to bring it out of them, it's not going to work. That's why I don't understand why Dame wants to stay with the so bad. I understand you want to be loyal and stay with the team that drafted you. But bro,
We
come
we,
on
we,
now,
we,
bro.
we brought up this before. I think it's honorable
I'm-
that he wants to be loyal, but it's kind of you got to look at it on both sides.
You get older. It's not like you 22 years old. You got your whole life ahead of you, dude. You 30 plus.
Look,
The clock is ticking.
if you swap Russell Westbrook and Dame Lillard, the Western Conference looks totally different.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. So since we on the Dame Lillard conversation now, I remember in the private chat, was that yesterday or today, you guys had the argument about Dame Lillard possibly not deserving of being in the NBA 75th team. I believe
because I feel as though did more for his team, and then he actually won championships. And when Tony Parker, when Tim Duncan was hurt, he carried the team. He did.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. But put Tony Parker on the Minnesota Timberwolves to see if he wins 4 championships.
I'm gonna say this to you, bro. You get
Kevin
mad at
Garnett
a player.
couldn't win in Minnesota.
I'm gonna say this: you get upset with a player because he had a better coach and better players. I'm just being 100.
My point is,
I'm gonna say this: if Aldridge stayed with Lillard, Dame, he would have had a chance. But know what he wanted to do? What Aldridge wanted to do? He left and go for a championship, right?
Okay, but listen, but it didn't work
out.
No,
answer my question. Don't jump into your
say,
statement. Answer my question.
And I said yes, he left, but he didn't win a championship, so it hasn't happened yet. So my point is, player to player, Tony Parker versus Damian Lillard, who's the better player? In my opinion, Damian Lillard is a better player, at least offensively.
But I'm gonna say this to you: Tony Parker is a better point guard than he is.
A better pure point guard?
Yeah, he's a better point guard than he.
But that's not even what I'm. Go ahead.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, but that's not even what I was.
But me personally,
what I'm messed up about is that how do you not have Dwight in the top 75? People forget how great Dwight Howard used to be.
Dwight had one good season.
That's one.
He had one and a half good seasons.
Bro, the man won Defensive Player of the Year from 2009.
He had 1.5 good seasons when he took his team to the
first team 8 years in a row.
He took his team to the championship, and he didn't do anything else after that.
You know what the supporting cast was on that championship team, Quinte?
Hedo Turkoglu, Rashad Lewis.
Hedo Turkoglu was a decent player.
Rayford Austin,
Jameer Nelson.
Jameer Nelson barely played.
Yeah, he was hurt that year.
He was injured. He was hurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
But didn't they have Michael Pietrus too? He was
Michael Pietrus.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of solid dudes.
They had solid players. It's not like he had Eric Snow can't shoot Snow.
They are role players.
He didn't have sometimes Hughes. Come on now, man.
But divorce point is he didn't really have anyone. He took that team.
To me, he had a
beat LeBron, beat the Celtics that year, beat the Cavaliers, and lost to the Lakers because the Lakers were better. But
you can make the argument. Respect. You can make the argument Dwight Howard in that year was playing at almost an MVP level. Yeah. And the game plan when you have a guy like that is you just put shooters around him. And that's what they did. Until they got to the NBA Finals, and then they changed up their whole strategy. Because Stan Van Gundy, he got shook. He changed up his whole strategy. He was,
why he would do that.
Stan Van Gundy pulled a Bill Callahan, right before the Raiders had been playing one way the whole season. Then right before the Super Bowl, changed up the whole game plan, gave the whole game away.
Yep.
Talking about the Steelers?
No, talking about the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when they lost to Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. My bad.
So can I get a show of hands? Who thinks Dwight should be in the 75th team?
He definitely should be in that. He definitely 1,000%.
Like, let me just say this.
I don't know, man.
Do we have the list? I want to bring up the list, but that's going to take all day.
But I understand Bill Walton had an amazing college career. I understand he is a storied broadcaster at this point. The man had 6,000 career points in the NBA. Why are you in the NBA top 75 players of all time? Yeah. He had 6,000 career points. Bill Walton. Like, I know who he is. I understand. I don't have an argument against him being in the Hall of Fame because his college career speaks for itself.
Right.
But in the NBA, he was injured 80% of the time he was in the NBA.
It's
so he didn't even. I don't even know if you could say he played enough games.
He had
to
a couple
be
of
part of the
good
NBA.
years with Portland. Other than that, he pretty much sat on the bench when he was with
He
Boston.
was a role player. He was a role player.
He was.
He was a role player. So
since we making the argument for players that don't deserve to be in there, I'm gonna go ahead and put out the argument. I feel like Russell Westbrook doesn't need to be in there.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
I disagree.
Stop
he's on there just because all his stats.
Yes.
Also because his effort again.
It doesn't matter if you don't win.
Wait, hold on.
It doesn't matter.
There's a lot of players on there that didn't win, DeVore. So what the hell does that mean? That doesn't mean nothing, DeVore. I think sometimes you are a prisoner of the moment.
I'm a prisoner of the moment. What are you talking about?
Because he's having a bad season and it's an awful season.
Every year is a bad season for Russell Westbrook.
That's not true. That's not true.
It's true.
That's very true.
He had a great 2015-16 season. He had a great year
for shooting less than 50% from the field. You're saying that's a good season,
but he's never been a shooter. He's never been that. So why do you make him like that? Again, he's
nobody made him like that. He made himself like that.
He deserves to be in the top 75, and he's going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
regardless of what y'all think. So
he is. I'm not going for it like he's not. He is.
When Russell Westbrook retires, he's going to have 50 more triple doubles than Oscar Robertson.
Yeah,
that's why he's one of the top.
No NBA championship.
He's been to the finals though. But he's been to the finals though.
He's been
to Kevin Durant.
Okay.
And James Harden. Thanks to Kevin Durant and James Harden.
A lot of people can say thank you, Kevin Durant. A lot of people can say thank you, LeBron James. I mean, those are those guys, right? So I mean, when by the time you retire, you got 50 more triple doubles than Oscar Robertson. You got All NBA on your resume. You got MVP on your resume. He cannot be denied.
Exactly.
He's not in my Hall of Fame.
Now you could say he's not the most efficient player of all time.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question. Definitely not. Well, let me ask you this question. Would you want Russell Westbrook on your team?
Hell no.
All right.
No, not this Russell Westbrook.
Any Westbrook. Any Westbrook.
Yes, any Westbrook. Yes.
I'll take a prime Westbrook, but yeah, I'm not taking
definitely take a prime Westbrook. See again, y'all prisoner of the moment. He had a bad couple years, but the man has majority had a great year.
It's been like that his whole career.
That's not true, DeVore.
I'm gonna say this.
I'm
gonna say this to you. His first couple years, he was somehow developing a mid-range game, and he just went away from it.
He went away from it after Durant left. That's when he went away from it.
That's when he started getting all those triple doubles,
stacking up threes.
Yeah,
and all that stat patent shit. That's all he does to me.
He had to moderate his shot selection because he had Kevin Durant as a teammate. So you can't be out here just jacking it up, but you got KD right there.
Yeah. Honestly, to be honest with you, I think the first year, I don't think that was stat patent. I think that was him doing everything he can to get his team in the playoffs. After that first year, when he got PG and Melo, that's when he started stat patent.
Bro, that team when KD left, that team was
garbage. He got that team to the playoffs. Come on.
So I'm gonna say this. So he had a Kevin
in the Western Conference.
But I'm gonna say this. He had a Kevin Love season, like with the Timberwolves.
Yeah, but Kevin Love didn't make the playoffs.
No, but Kevin Love had all the stats in the world.
But did he make the playoffs? Did he make the playoffs?
And you got to answer my question. He had all the stats in the world.
That's not. It doesn't matter if you don't make the DeMarcus Cousins was balling in Sacramento. Did he ever make the playoffs in Sacramento? No.
I think that's the common denominator when evaluating a superstar is.
Can you
like a real like a true superstar is if I give you a bunch of just a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
Can you do something with it?
Here's another point to Westbrook.
Prime Westbrook can do something with a bunch of dudes. Now he ain't gonna get you to a championship.
Exactly.
You know, the only
he
player
ain't gonna get you at the first round of the playoffs either.
But the Wizards are in 12th place. But it wasn't Westbrook's fault that he went to the playoffs last year. But get out of here.
Yeah.
Stop.
The only superstar that I've seen take a bunch of legitimate bums to a championship is LeBron.
LeBron, yeah, definitely.
That's the only superstar. That's the only superstar. That's it. Every other team.
Well, no, Iverson 01.
Iverson had a good defense.
I can't say that was a team of bums.
No, they had a
Okay.
team full of defensive players.
Yeah,
Right,
like
right. They weren't offensively. Yeah, you're right.
Nah,
Didn't
they
he
were
take that
offense.
Thunder team? Didn't Chris Paul take that Thunder team to the playoffs last 2
They
years
did.
ago?
They did.
But
Yeah.
Chris
they
Well,
did.
Paul
yeah.
is a real point guard.
Yeah,
That's what I
yes, he
call a
is.
real point
But
guard.
we talk about bums. Who was on that
Yeah.
team?
Steven
But
Adams was still there.
on the what's up the
That
2020
6'11",
Oklahoma
that
City.
6'11" point guard they got right now. He was
Shea
What's his
Gilgeous
name?
Alexander.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, he was
Gilgeous
there.
Alexander, yeah, he's a beast.
They had Gallinari on that team. I think.
yeah. Gallinari was
They
on
had some
that team.
they had some pieces. They had
Yeah,
some
Yeah,
pieces
some
on that
pieces
team.
today. Okay,
I like
G.
Gallinari.
So I'm looking at Russell Westbrook's stats right now. Not one time in his whole career has he shot over 50% from the field.
He's not a shooter. He was never a shooter. He's not Steph Curry. So
He
if you
doesn't
put him in
have-
that light,
about-
Oh my
but listen,
goodness.
if you
He
put him in that
don't
light, you're
need
gonna
to
get
be a
disappointed.
shooter. He doesn't have to be a shooter. Like, just be efficient from the field.
You can make the
Okay,
same
and he
argument about
wasn't.
Allen Iverson.
And he wasn't, but he's still a Hall of Famer.
Allen Iverson never shot 50% over in his career.
That's true.
True.
Allen Iverson went to the rim a lot.
But I'm gonna say this: at AI, if you need a basket, the game
my
is on the
God.
line. What AI gonna do? He gonna make that bitch. That's what he gonna do.
AI make something happen.
I'm just being honest.
That's the playbook.
And he ain't gonna turn the ball over.
That's right. AI had Nakinga Mutombo, one of the greatest defensive. Well, in the paint,
In the
so
paint.
yeah, they had a team. Yeah, in the
They had
paint.
a very good defensive team. You had Theo Ratliff. You had
Eric Snow,
George
yeah.
Lynch,
Yeah,
Mhm.
Lynch. Yeah,
Tyrone Hill.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
defensive players. They can shoot three besides Eric Snow.
Yeah.
No shooting Eric Snow.
But Eric Snow was a true point guard, though.
Yeah, he was a true point guard.
They really had no chance against the Lakers. But the
No,
fact that
no.
they came out and won game one was special.
Yeah.
Other than that,
There's-
they was done.
There is no chance offensively they could do anything with the Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AI had to shoot 50 shots.
That's true.
That's legit.
Okay, so last thing, because we're approaching that hour and 10-minute mark. So the Aaron Rodgers decision is pending right now. There are multiple NFL teams that are asking for an Aaron Rodgers in a trade package. So I would like everybody to put out a possible trade scenario for Aaron Rodgers and also put a package together too as well off the top of your head.
Well,
Let me just go
I
first
mean-
since I'm a novice with football and you guys are more in tune with it. Find a way to get him to the Dolphins. That's it. I'm done. Go ahead.
Hell nah, man. Fuck that. Let them motherfuckers suck forever.
But go ahead, man. I know Havoc has something to say. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Havoc.
I guess the most obvious like 1-for-1 trade would be Deshaun Watson for Aaron Rodgers, but it's really a matter of, I mean, is Deshaun Watson like still a tradable asset? Like, is he like a dude that people still are trying to welcome to their franchise? But outside of that, I mean, obviously Aaron Rodgers, the only team he's going to want to play for, because, let's say Aaron Rodgers gets traded to whatever, just like a team that's just garbage and is not going to go anywhere. He's just not going to show up, right? He's just not going to show up for training camp.
Probably retire.
Yeah. So you got to actually trade him to a situation where he reasonably has a chance to win something.
Dolphins or 49ers?
And if I'm looking at it,
49ers, Denver.
I'm thinking the 49ers is the most obvious place to go.
Yeah.
Is a Jimmy G, a package of Jimmy G and draft picks to the Packers is the most feasible trade I can see happen.
Yeah.
What about the Raiders? No?
Nah, I would say the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
Because the Denver Broncos is a quarterback away. The Cleveland Browns quarterback away.
Pittsburgh,
but they need the offensive line bad. Their offensive line is terrible.
Yeah. They just got old.
Yeah, it's they need to retool the offensive line.
Is Sean Payton still the coach in New Orleans?
Nah.
no, he retired.
He's
He's
retired.
taking the TV deal, I believe, with Fox because Troy Aikman took the Monday night job.
Yeah.
Oh, so Troy Aikman's going to ABC, ESPN, or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say New Orleans, but since he's not there, then never mind. That would have been a perfect fit. Sean Payton with Aaron Rodgers, that would have been perfect.
I mean, I
I
think
think Miami's my perfect fit.
Not the 49ers, no.
I'm gonna say this to you. F the. I'm gonna be honest.
That's your
I'm gonna be honest.
Dolphins fan coming out. But go ahead.
I'm not really. I don't care about the Dolphins anymore. Fuck the Dolphins.
come on, man.
I'm gonna stop being like that. I'm still a little salty, but at the end of the day,
Quinte, what are you salty about?
I really don't want Aaron Rodgers to come to the. Only way I wanted him to come, they keep Tua, let Tua be the backup, and let Tua.
He ain't gonna answer that question, boy. He ain't gonna.
Quinte, why are you salty, man?
I just don't like. I don't like how they do the team. They do the team is very bad.
Oh, now you don't like it. Now you don't like it.
That's not what he want to say. That's what he's saying for the show.
I'm just saying that for the show.
Well, I don't like how the team went after the 2018 season either. So
look, man, I don't like how the team's been run since 1986.
I'm just being honest. I just don't like how the team is. It's like I'm gonna say this to you. You have your gripes with Flores. Yeah, he wasn't perfect. Yeah, I know that, but he put together 2 winning seasons with a trash organization.
Oh my goodness!
But DeVore doesn't see it like that.
I don't.
You want playoffs with a team that only went to the playoffs 2 times since I've been out of high school. So we haven't won a playoff game since I was in middle school. But you want consistency from something. I'm being honest with you, bro. I'm being honest. This guy was bringing consistency back to this team. It's a slow bop. If you're from Florida, you know what I'm talking about. It is a slow bop.
Yeah.
Havoc. So okay. So
it's not a fast bop. It's a slow bop.
See, Quinte's all happy with the numbers. The whole time, like
he's counting the first season. I'm not counting the first season.
Okay, we're not counting the first season, though. I'm not even gonna bring the first season up because it's
we know what that team was the first season.
We're gonna pretend like that didn't even happen. But we're reading too much into the 7-game win streak. So again,
my God. So I'm gonna ask you a question, DeVore. Did the players quit on him? Did they quit on him like they quit on Adam Gase?
No. I feel like the competition was too good for them.
Bro, you were delusional.
I'm not delusional. Let me give you the facts.
You were delusional.
Wait. When these two talk about the Dolphins,
you like the underdog so much.
Let me give you some facts.
I'm gonna say this real quick. You love the underdog so much that you're delusional.
No,
I don't bring you facts.
I'm going to bring you facts right now. I'm going to give you facts right now. So you beat the Houston Texans with what's his name? What's the quarterback? Davis. What's the quarterback's name?
Whoa. I don't even. It doesn't matter who the.
Okay, so you beat the Texans.
He's penalized for beating teams that he should have beat.
You beat the Ravens. You beat the Ravens. You beat the Jets. You beat the Panthers. You beat the Giants. You beat the Jets. You beat the Saints with a 3rd-string quarterback, and you lose to the Titans. It sounds like you cannot rise to competition to me. That's what it sounds like.
It sounds like we have a bad quarterback.
It sounds like the team.
It sounds no. Answer my question.
But who's?
Answer my question. Answer my question. If you telling me if we had a better quarterback, you think our record been what it is? Our defense didn't change. The defense was just playing more zone in the beginning. They had the same amount of turnovers.
Why were we playing zone at the beginning?
DeVore, answer my question. Did not the defense not have the same amount of turnovers in the first 8 weeks that we had in the second 8 weeks, right? Why did the offense did not perform up to par? So know what he had to do? He had to turn up the defense. The defense got scoring touchdowns. Special teams start scoring touchdowns. Okay. I know. Answer my question.
Okay, I'm going to answer your question.
I'm going to keep talking because I hate when people say this. He came in here as a defensive guru, and he was a defensive guru. He
had the defense right.
Statistically, his numbers wasn't high. He wasn't the number 1 rated defense, but with your eyes, when you see them play, the defense was good. When you saw Adam Gase's offense, when you were like, oh man, that was amazing. Bubble screen to the left, bubble screen to the right, bubble screen to the middle. Draw a play on 1st and 25. Am I right or wrong, DeVore?
So basically what you're saying to me is that Brian Flores is a defensive coordinator and not a head coach.
He's a very good head coach, bro.
He's a very good defensive coordinator because that's
I'm gonna say
the
this.
exact
I'm gonna
same
say
thing
this.
that y'all said about Adam Gase, that he was a good offensive coordinator, not a
I'm
good
gonna
head
say
coach.
he proved. I'm gonna say this. I was saying that at first, then he went to the Jets.
It's the Jets.
I don't give a damn.
You should give a
Mhm.
damn.
Say,
It's the
I don't give a
freaking
damn.
Jets.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. You had a young quarterback, and you fucked him up even more. And he,
You can't.
I'm gonna say,
can't
I'm being
put all
honest
that
with
on
you.
him. No, you
Wait,
can't.
no.
Like, look at the supporting cast around him.
Who we talking about? Who we talking about?
Adam Gase, when he went to the Jets.
No, but what's the name of the quarterback? That's what I'm saying.
Aaron.
Donald.
Aaron Donald. What's his name?
Oh,
Sam
well,
Donald.
we but
Sam Donald.
Sam
Donald
we don't
was.
know. We don't know if Sam Darnold is an NFL quarterback. We
Well,
still don't know that.
It was Sam Donald. I'm gonna say this to you. The year before, Sam Donald was decent. When Adam Gase came, he was trash.
I mean,
now he was trash with Adam Gase.
at one point, Baker Mayfield was decent too.
I'm just saying he was decent.
True.
I'm not saying he was a great quarterback. He was decent. He wasn't. He wasn't. Tua was playing better than him.
I think in terms of the Brian Flores, I think the main issue with him was, I think it was a lot of it was staff management.
Yeah.
Was we never really built any offensive consistency. Even if you're a bad offensive team, like we weren't really building year for year. It just seems like every year we would just try one thing, throw it out.
Yeah.
Try another thing the other year, throw it out. That's kind of like what we were doing. And also, to a certain extent, it pays to be really well connected in the NFL, especially when it comes to hiring assistant coaches, things of that nature. And then what you see a lot of times is from this Belichick tree, there's hire dudes they know from the Belichick tree, but that don't necessarily equal success. And I think in regards to Flores, I think if you would have just landed on an OC and just left him alone, like the right OC, and left him alone, something could have happened. But I don't know if that would have happened.
How many offensive coordinators, Quinte?
But I'm gonna say this to you.
How many, Quinte?
That being said, they did screw him over.
I'm gonna say this to you, bro.
That being said, they screwed him over. So.
But I'm gonna say this
exactly.
The best offensive coordinator we had was Chan Gailey.
Jeez.
Chan Gailey was the best offense we had. We scored the most points when Chan Gailey was offensive coordinator last year, right? The year before last, whatever it was. And Chan Gailey came out of retirement to coach Fitzmagic. They switched them up because Brian Flores did not want Tua to play that year, his rookie year. He did not want him to play.
You know why?
His
that was 2020, right? 2020.
He did not want him to play. But
and
the ownership
why,
came down there and said, we need him to play to sell these tickets, get butts in the seats. We need to see him play.
But you know why? Because knowing that, and particularly listening to what Flores has been saying the past few weeks,
right?
Black coaches just can't take L's on their record and keep their job.
It's true.
So when you want to come around and say we need to start Tua, Brian Flores probably thinking to himself, I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick ain't all pro, but I know what it is versus what he made, versus this player where I hope he's something, right? It's almost like the devil you know is better than the devil you don't, to a certain extent. So, but Brian Flores in his mind is thinking, hey, if I can get my defense playing the way I need them to play, and Fitz can just throw the ball up to these 6'3", 6'4" wide receivers all day, I can do something with that. Now, you ain't winning a playoff game with that. You ain't winning an AFC championship game with that formula. You ain't winning a Super Bowl with that formula. But I may win enough jobs. I may win enough games to keep my damn job.
Right. Yeah.
If I do this. But, ownership had different priorities than what the coach has. And ultimately, when the coach and the ownership have different priorities, the owner ain't leaving.
True.
That's true. We definitely gonna get into depth about this backstage in a minute. We just approached the hour and 20-minute mark. Did anybody have any final thoughts before we close this thing out?
People stay blessed and believe in yourself, trust yourself, man. Just keep moving forward. People see the bad news about other things in the world. Focus on yourself. Make yourself happy. That's all I can say.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can only just echo that sentiment. You know, charity starts at the home. You can only take care of others if you're taken care of, and it's a cold world out here. A lot of times you gotta look out. You gotta look out for yourself so you can look out for those around you. So continue to look out for yourself so you can look out for those around you, and stay safe.
Well, I'm not going to get all sentimental. I just want to say to just bring up a point. When Shaq in 2008 made that rap about Kobe, after 2 years later, when the Lakers beat the Celtics, they said, "How does this feel?" He said he got one more to Shaq. I love Kobe, man. Kobe was so great, man. I miss him so much, man. It's sad that he had to go away 2 years ago, but shout out to Kobe, one of the greatest basketball minds, intelligent people, just in general. Like he was a hell of a person, man. Shout out to Kobe Bryant.
Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, with that being said, be sure to follow us on our Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook page. Also, recently just added the TikTok. Also, you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and all other major streaming platforms. This is the Not for the Bay podcast. We'll be back Wednesday evening, 10 p.m. Eastern time. We up out of here, man.
Later.